Magandang umaga mga bes. It's 5:37. Oras hatid sa inyo ng joke lang ho. We are making this video today because the Philippine Daily Inquirer published today, Monday, the complete list of declared national cultural treasures and important cultural properties by the National Museum from 2018 to 2020. And from 2021, that role was given to the NCCA because of the new National Museum law. This list that we have here, we obtained it from Ivan Henaras of the International Committee for the Conservation of Industrial Heritage, Philippines. And this is the full list, no? Before this is not being released en masse, no? Ng maramihan, pa isa-isa kapag nag-unveil ng marker ang National Museum, no? So let's start first with the 2018 declarations for ICP, 2019 and 2020 declarations. Then later on we'll do another video for the National Cultural Treasures. So for ICP, let's start with Tiwi in Albay, Church Complex of San Lorenzo Martir at yung lumang eskwela sa Barangay Tigbi, Church Complex ng Nuestra Señora de Salvacion sa Barangay Hordan at Simbahanan Ruins sa Barangay Baybay, all in Tiwi, Albay. In Marikina, yung kanilang simbahan, no? Nuestra Señora de los Desamparados, Jesus de la Peña Chapel, the Shoe Museum, Kapitan Moy House, Chanyungko and Zamora and Cecil Houses, ICP yan. V2 Wells of Batanes and Sabtang Island in Batanes, Spanish Colonial Era Archaeological Site in Caraangasaan in Misamis Oriental, the Church of Duero Bohol, the Church of Malate Manila, Church Complex of Nuestra Señora de los Remedios, Sabang Bridge between Ibaan and Batangas City, Spanish Colonial Bridge in Barangay Bataan, Sampaloc, Quezon, which still existing, the buildings of PGH, Central Admin Building, Ward Pavilions, Dispensary and Nurses Home Building na nirestore kamakailan, ICP din, the main building of the School for the Deaf sa Pasay, ang Mirador Complex including the sikat na Our Lady of Lourdes Grotto sa Baguio, ang Chapel of the Crucified Christ and the Fleur de Lis Theater of St. Paul University, Manila, Admin Building and Chapel of Santo Cristo de Tesoro of Santa Isabel College in Ermita, buildings of Adamson University, which include St. Vincent Building, the St. Teresa Building, and the Church of St. Vincent de Paul, buildings na San Juan de Letran sa Intramuros, St. John the Baptist, St. Raymond de Peñafort, St. Dominic de Guzman, the site and archaeological remains of the former Dominican convent, the Tech House or Bahay Natisa in Pasig, Redemptorist Church sa Baclaran, ang Abbey of Our Lady of Montserrat in Mendiola sa loob ng San Beda, ang mga building ng Saints Co, St. Cecilia's Hall, the School Chapel, the St. Scholastica Building, St. Hildegard Building, ang St. LaSalle Hall ng DLSU Manila, ang statue of President Carlos P. Garcia in Plaza Rizal, and the Sandugo Sculpture in Tagbilaran by Abueva, Film Life series of sculptures by Jose Alcantara, and a series of paintings by Vicente Manansala in the former demolished now Film Life Theater, the statues of Manuel Quezon and Sergio Osmeña at the old Legislative Building by Guillermo Tolentino, Our Lady of EDSA, the Shrine of Mary Queen of Peace in Quezon City, EDSA Shrine by Francisco Manyosa, Popeyes Catholic Center, Meralco Building, Commercial Bank and Trust Company Building, all by Jose Maria Zaragoza, Boulevard Alhambra Apartments in Ross Boulevard, Manila. Ito ang binabasa ko ngayon ay 2019 declarations na, simula doon sa estatwa ni Carlos Garcia at yung Sandugo Sculpture, no? So 2019, yung lumang control tower at yung passenger terminal ng Nilsson Airport sa Makati, Makati Stock Exchange by Locsin, BPI Cebu by Juan Arellano, Casa Gorordo Jesuit House, Yap San Diego House in Cebu City, the Spanish colonial houses of Sitio Obos in Tagbilaran, Rocha Suarez, Rocha Hontañosa, Yap House, and the Belgia House. Ito interesting, Wawa Dam Complex over Marikina River, including its intrinsic setting in the surrounding area of the area of the Montalban Gorge. No? So this is interesting. I think this is the first declaration of a dam, no? in a country, and this is American period. UP buildings by Juan Akpil, particularly Quezon Hall, Gonzales Hall, and Carillon Tower. The Coconut Palace by Manyosa sa CCP. Terminal 1 by Leandro Locsin sa Pasay. The old GSIS building in Manila. The Quirino Grandstand and the National Planetarium by Federico Ilustre in Manila. Puente del General Blanco, also known as San Fernando Bridge in Manila. That's ICP also. That's in Binondo. The Manila City Hall and the National Waterworks and Sewerage Authority building in Manila. That's ICP also. The old Department of Agriculture and Commerce building and old Department of Finance building, Agripina Circle, Rizal Park, now National Museum buildings. The lumang presidensya ng Makati, yung kanilang museo ng Makati ngayon, ICP din. National Art Center of the Philippine High School for the Arts by Leandro Locsin in Los Baños, Laguna. Molino Dam, actually Ligas Dam, between Las Piñas and Bacoor, Cavite, and its intrinsic setting. Ito interesting, this is Spanish Era Dam, and this is the first Spanish Era Dam declared by the National Museum. Maybe we'll do another video about dams, no? Which is also very interesting. The monument to Isabel II and its setting pertaining to the surrounding plaza in Arevalo, Iloilo. Gochauco building and the former Compañía Maritima building in Cebu City. Old Provincial Jail Complex of Cebu, now Museo Sugbo. Fuente Osmeña and its setting pertaining to its rotunda as focal point along Jones Avenue, now Osmeña Avenue in Cebu City. The old provincial capital of Antique. The Bayumbong Cathedral Complex. The church complex of Bambang. And the ruins of the belfry of the Church of San Jeronimo in Bagabag, all in Nueva Vizcaya. The church complex of San Pedro y San Pablo in Poblacion, Makati. Ang simbahan ng Guadalupe sa Makati at yung ermita ng San Nicolas de Tolentino sa may West Rembo sa Makati. We'll do another video about that. Mayroong dispute about the territorial dispute about Taguig and Makati. Okay, next is Church Complex of Santa Rosa de Lima in Gamu, Nuestra Señora del Pilar in Kawayan, and Nuestra Señora de Atocha in Alicia, all in Isabela. Ang fasad ng Tigbawan Church sa Iloilo. The Cathedral Complex of San Vitalis La Inmaculada Concepcion in Cebu City. The church ruins of San Martin de Tours in San Nicolas, Batangas. Archaeological site of Spanish era kiln in Alubihid, Misamis Occidental. Archaeological sites and petrographs of Lamanok in Anda, Bohol. Ang Cathedral of Puerto Princesa, Plaza Rizal, and the Cuarteles ruins in Puerto Princesa, Palawan. The entirety of Plaza Rizal in Tagbilaran, Bohol, including Escuela de Niñas, site of the former Escuela de Niños, Cathedral of Tagbilaran, as an expansion of the Declaration of Important Cultural Property pertaining to the old provincial capital of Bohol. In 2020 naman, old building of the Holy Spirit School of Tagbilaran, that's in Bohol. Cuenca House or Bahay na Tisa in Bacoor, Cavite. China Bank Building in Binondo. Balikasag Lighthouse in Panglao, Bohol. Lighthouse of Cabilao Island and now the Punta Baluarte Eco Museum in Loon, Bohol. Car & Co Building in Iloilo City. In Causti y Compañía in Iloilo City also, now the Museum of Philippine Economic History of the National Historical Commission of the Philippines. Custom House of Iloilo. Old Provincial Capital of Iloilo. The Araulio Building in Intramuros. The Spanish era milestones or leguarios in Pasukin and Lawag, Ilocos Norte, and in Tayum, Abra. Tubigon Church, Talibon Church, Hagna Church, Gindulman Church, Carmen Church, Balilihan Church, Hagna Church, all in Bohol, Binondo Church, no? Port Complex of Curimao, including the remains of the House of Portmaster, Public Wharf, Tobacco Warehouse, referred to as the Tabacalera Compound, Curimao, Ilocos Norte, the Church of Bacoor, and the Watchtower Belfry of the Cathedral of Santa Catalina de Alejandria in Dumaguete City. So yan po ang mga declarations noong 2018 hanggang 2020 for ICP. Maraming salamat, and we'll do another video for the NCTs naman in a short while. Maraming salamat at magandang umaga uli mga bes.